Good morning. So as you know, I have completed physical change with the examples. Similarly, I have completed the chemical changes also. In chemical changes, so many reactions, so many activities like magnesium ribbon burning, copper sulfate, and iron reaction. So many things I have completed. So chemical change is also completed, physical change is also completed. So let us now think about the difference between physical change and chemical change. What are the basic differences between physical change and chemical change? Try to understand. In physical change, what was there? In physical change, only physical properties are changed. What are the physical properties? Shape, size, physical states, that is solid, liquid and gas. So in physical change, only physical properties are changed. But what about in chemical change? In chemical change, what is there? Not only physical properties are changed, chemical composition is also changed. We can give you one example. See, when you have taken vinegar, acetic acid, what was their physical state? Liquid. And when you have treated this one with sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is baking soda, what was their physical state? Solid only. But when they react together, they form salt plus carbon dioxide gas and water. So the carbon dioxide gas is gas only, na? So the product form composition is also changed. Means in chemical change, whatever product is formed, their physical state is also changed. We have taken solid substance, but what we are getting? We are getting the liquid or gaseous substance. And we have taken only solid substance. So in chemical change, what is there? Not only physical properties are changed, chemical composition is also changed. So that is the one of the basic difference between physical change and chemical change. Second one is physical change is temporary change. Temporary change means it is time being changed. Suppose water we have taken, okay? So right now water is in the liquid state. If same water is transferred to the freezer or fridge, so after some time it will be in the ice form, that is solid. Same ice keep half an hour in open, again it will be converted into liquid state. So physical change is temporary change, means original substance can be brought back. Original substance identification can be changed after some period of time. What about in this case? Chemical change is permanent change. Once the new substance is formed, that will remain forever. You cannot change their identity and their chemical composition. So it is a permanent change. Second one is physical change is reversible. Reversible means original substance can be brought back. Means try to understand. Water can be converted into ice and same ice can be converted into water. So it is reversible. Meaning of reversible is original substance can be brought back by changing some conditions. Water can be converted into ice when temperature is low, and ice can be converted into water when temperature is more. So by changing condition, one substance can be converted into another substance. That is why it is reversible. What about irreversible? Meaning chemical change is irreversible, means original substance cannot be brought back even if you are changing the condition. Try to understand, if vinegar and baking soda they will react, they will form salt, water and carbon dioxide. So if you will try hard to combine the salt, water and carbon dioxide to get back vinegar and baking soda, you will not get it. So it is the irreversible change. Another important thing is in physical change, no new substance is formed. Only the physical state of the substance is changed. No new substance. Water changes into ice. Ice changes into water. But ice is also the crystalline form of water only. New substance is not formed. Only the physical modification has been taken place. What about in chemical change? In chemical change, new substance with new properties formed. New substance with new properties formed. And chemical change is characterized by the physical change, there is no evolution of heat, there is no change in the color. Only what would be there? What would be there? Only the physical form of the substance would be changed. So these are the basic differences between physical change and chemical change. We can summarize in this way, tabular form only. So dear cadets, now another topic of this chapter, that is crystallization. What do you mean by crystallization? So in the simple language, what we can say, it is the process of obtaining crystal. What is the crystallization? It is nothing but a process in which we obtain the crystal. But question is how? Just see. So you have to explain this one in detail. So crystallization is basically an example of physical change. Means in crystallization also new substance is not formed. What is not formed? New substance is not formed. Only the physical state is changed. Only physical state is changed. So now what is the definition of crystallization? Crystallization is nothing but a process of obtaining the pure form of the substance from its hot and concentrated solution upon cooling. Upon cooling. Now in the definition there are certain substance. That means certain meanings, certain term is used. What is this one? Pure crystal. Another one is hot and concentrated solution. Next one is the cooling. So we'll tell you what is the meaning, what is the importance of this one, these terms in the process of crystallization. But one term should be clarified here only. That is, what is the meaning of crystal? So you might have seen the salt crystal, because salt is used daily at your home. Sugar crystal. So what meaning of crystal is? Crystal is nothing but a solid form of the substance. Crystal is the solid form of the substance. Here you can write crystal is the solid form of the substance in which atoms are arranged in a regular pattern. So crystal is the three-dimensional geometrical form of the substance. Three-dimensional means when atoms are arranged in a regular pattern, then only they will obtain fixed shape in 3D, three-dimensional space. So crystal is nothing but a solid form of the substance in which atoms or their constituent particles are arranged in a regular pattern or regular fashion. If they are not arranged in a regular pattern, they will not obtain particular shape in 3D. So crystal is nothing but a pure form of the substance. Crystal is nothing but a pure form of the substance. Now next basic question is, how can we obtain crystal? So the process of crystallization should be taught. So just dear cadets, now I have to explain you what are the process of crystallization. So crystallization is a common process. I am taking here one example. Copper sulfate crystal means how we will prepare the copper sulfate crystal from crystallization process. The color of copper sulfate crystal is blue, means they are blue in color. Now how to prepare the copper sulfate crystal? Other example can also be taken, like salt which you are taking, common salt which you are using daily at your home. Their crystal can also be prepared by this method only. But in the syllabus, which crystal example they have given? They have given the example of copper sulfate crystal. That is why I am confining myself to the crystal of copper sulfate. So what are the different steps of crystallization process? Just see. In crystallization process, the first step is to make the saturated solution of substance whose crystal is to be prepared. Means here I want to prepare the copper sulfate crystal. So first what we have to make? First we have to dissolve the crystal of copper sulfate in the water. So just see, pinch by pinch you keep adding the copper sulfate crystal to the water, and the moment when the dissolution of copper sulfate crystal in the water gets stopped, that time you should also stop the addition of copper sulfate crystal to the water. So the first step is to prepare the saturated solution of copper sulfate in the water. So here you can write step number first, to prepare the saturated solution of copper sulfate CuSO4 in water. Okay, now saturated solution is ready. Now what is the step number 2? Now once the saturated solution is ready, now transfer that pot or beaker on burner. Okay, heat it, and when you heat it, then what is there? There the rate of dissolution will increase. See, when water was cold and you have added the copper sulfate crystal, then one particular point came when the dissolution of copper sulfate stopped. That was the only saturation point. That was the only saturated solution. So saturated solution is the solution in which no more crystal can be added, no more substance can be dissolved. So when you start heating, now more amount of copper sulfate crystal can be dissolved in the given amount of water. So heat the, here what is there? Heat the solution and add more amount of copper sulfate crystal, copper sulfate substance. Okay, so now you will get what you will get here after super saturated solution of copper sulfate. You will get the super saturated solution of copper sulfate. Now after getting the super saturated solution of copper sulfate, you keep it undisturbed for some period of time for cooling. Always remember, sudden cooling is required. If cooling is not sudden, you may not get the perfect crystal. So sudden cooling is required here. Cool it. After cooling, what you will get? You will get that the pure crystal of copper sulfate, that is blue in color, came on the surface of beaker. So now what is the next step now? For here. So dear cadets, now step number 4 I am writing this side. So after cooling, pure crystal of copper sulfate come on the surface of beaker. Means at the above surface of beaker, you will get the blue color copper sulfate crystal. Now subject this solution for the filtration. Then copper sulfate crystal will be separated out as a pure crystal will be separated out as a filtrate. So now you have got the crystal of copper sulfate. Now sometime what is there? This cooling may take little bit more time. So there will be no need to disturb the solution. Keep it undisturbed for long period of time. Sooner or later you will have the pure crystal of copper sulfate. And this is very interesting experiment.
This method is also used to obtain pure common salt crystals from seawater. For detailed explanation, watch the upcoming video carefully.
Crystallization is used to separate crystals of pure solids from the solution. That is, prepare crystals of pure with the help of crystallization. For this, we need water, copper sulfate, beaker, glass rod, funnel, filtered paper, china dish, tripod stand, wire gauze, and spirit lamp. Take approximately 50 ml of water in the beaker. Add small amount of copper sulfate into it. Stir the contents gently with the help of a glass rod. In order to obtain a clear solution, add 2 to 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid in it. Heat the solution. Stir it continuously and add more copper sulfate until no more of it dissolves. Filter the solution and collect the filtrate in a china dish. Place the china dish over a wire gauze, kept over a tripod stand, and heat it gently. When the volume of the solution is reduced to approximately 1/2, stop heating. Allow the filtrate to cool and leave it for a day. As the solution cools down, crystals of pure copper sulfate separate out. Look, the blue colored copper sulfate crystals are formed. It shows that we have separated pure copper sulfate crystals from the solution containing other substances by crystallization.
So dear cadets, I have shown you the animation related with the crystallization. They have also taken the example of copper sulfate only. So there will be a little bit change between mine steps and extra marks step. So don't worry, more or less both steps are same only. Only the thing is they have followed the standard operating procedure, and that is why one step is different. But it doesn't mean that whatever step I have told that is wrong. Both are same thing only. To obtain the fast crystal through crystallization process, what they did, they filter it earlier only, and after filtration they heat it for long period of time. And here what is there? I have heated this one in step number 2 only, in saturated solution point only, saturation point only I have heated. So these are the two basic difference, but more or less both are same only. One more thing is there, I have used this formula copper sulfate. So this is the formula of copper sulfate. So 2 sulfate. So don't get confused. You can tell this one copper sulfate, or you can write CuSO4 also. In this way, crystallization process is over. Now this is the time to recap how many things today I have taught you. So I recap. So today I have started with the difference between physical state and difference between physical change and chemical change. So physical change and chemical change, so many examples, so many processes we have explained. I hope that you have got it. Next one is I taught you crystallization. So crystallization definition, their process, animation, so many things, definition of crystals, so many things we have covered. So I hope that you have got this one also. And the more interesting thing is, this experiment you can do at your home also. Only the thing is, you should take the help of burner when your elders are present. And very easily you can prepare. It may take one night, but crystal of copper sulfate can be obtained. Another important thing is about today's study is teaching is crystallization is not a chemical process. Crystallization is also a physical change only. You just see very interesting thing. To obtain the crystal of copper sulfate, you have taken the copper sulfate crystal only. Means for the crystallization of copper sulfate, you have added the copper sulfate crystal only. Why? Always remember, at beginning whatever copper sulfate you have added, that may be impure, but after crystallization, what crystal of copper sulfate you have got, that will be 100% pure. So the crystallization definition is now, crystallization is nothing but a process of obtaining pure crystal of the substance from their hot concentrated solution upon cooling. So through crystallization, impurity will be in the solution only. Only the pure crystal will be obtained, because the solubility of impurity are more. That is why they will be in the bottom of the beaker. While the pure crystal, their solubility is less in the solution, that will obtained at the surface, and that can be filtered out as a filtrate. So in this way, this recap is also over. Now this is the time to give you some questions. Learning outcome. Learning outcome. What is the learning outcome today? The learning outcome is, what is the difference between physical change and chemical change? Physical change and chemical change. First one. Second question is, what is crystal and crystallization? What is crystal and crystallization? Only two questions I am giving you. Please write your example and as usual send to my number for check. Thank you very much. Tomorrow I will tell you the NCERT solutions.